So, the baby daddy McDonald's drama coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logical Reason. As always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So by now I'm pretty sure everybody is familiar with this viral TikTok video. And in this video in which a woman, a baby mama, was supposedly exposing one of her baby daddies as being a bad parent. Now, exposing him as being a bad parent because he only bought food for his son. Okay, she has 4 sons and one with him. And he only bought food for one of his son, and she got upset because he didn't bring food for all the kids. Now, for those who didn't see the video, let's go into it.
Look, y'all, every day my baby daddy come here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't see my other kids at McDonald's though? Like, that's bogus as hell. Like, you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even... I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
What are you talking about? What are you not
Them my kids, them your kids' siblings though. So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
How are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
Lisa,
them are his siblings
Lisa,
though. He not finna eat in front of all his other siblings, and they're not eating on McDonald's. Why do I gotta put?
Bring him out to the car.
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring? So when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that shit dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to my other. You had them other kids. Them your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine.
Yeah, they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They're not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids. Because I'm exposing. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this shit. You only come here with one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that shit. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I can maybe. You got it's 3 extra kids. What the f***? All like going to my mother account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with? That's the one you gonna
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
They my so that means
yeah. So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Babies.
Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel like I feel the way about me, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid in the room.
Down to the car. He ain't even got to eat for it, but he come right out to the car and eat for me.
No. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here. Give it here. Give it here. Dumb. He ain't eating this. You.
Why don't you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Selfish as Like, you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that shit. Dumb.
Take care of him anyway.
Dumb. He not finna do that. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. Bye, stupid. Thought I was finna take that shit today. Yeah, I had another thing for him today. No, he can't take it today.
Many people have made videos on this. I've seen countless videos. I don't think I've ever seen one subject where so many people have given their view on. And there seem to be two camps. Now, you got one camp that says that the father is wrong. You don't bring food for one kid and you don't feed the other kids. And of course, these have been mostly females, emotional females, being in their feelings. And then you have the camp that says that the father has no obligation to none of those kids but his own. Sure, I've heard so many people say they probably would have bought food for all the kids. That's just how they are. Make sure all the children eat. Which I would have probably done the same. Everybody would say, you could have went to Little Caesars and got some pizza, which is cool. But, he only has obligation to one child, and that child that's his. And me, providing this is actually real though, and not some fake nonsense. Me, I'm of the latter camp. I think that he has an obligation to his child. That's the only obligation that he has. Now, when they were together, in the video, she said that they were together. One of the videos, she said that they were together. And I'll go into the other video. But when they were together, yes, those children are a package deal. So, the children come with the woman, and then you have to feed all of those children. But once they separated, then he no longer has that obligation. He only has the obligation to his child. That'd be like if I worked for a company and I got a paycheck every other week. I quit or I stopped working there, but I still demand a check. I can't do that. So this man has an obligation to that one child. So I don't fault him for bringing food for his child, who more than likely called and told his father that he's hungry. Now, as far as feeding other kids, the real issue is the frequency in which he was doing it. In a video, he said he does this damn near every other day. And she also started the video with saying that he's doing it again, which means that he often brings food. Well, the question has to be, how do you expect this man to do that every day? It's one thing to do it once in a while. You bring kid for the food and it's a one-time thing. You make sure all the kids eat. But to do this all the time, that can be very expensive, especially if you're dealing with McDonald's. If I'm bringing food that often, at some point in time, me personally, I'm going to go to the grocery store. You go spend $20 in the grocery store and get some food for her to cook. I'm saying if I have to keep bringing food this much, again, which brings us to the first elephant in the room. What's going on with our food stamps? Is she mismanaging them? Is she not getting enough food stamps? I find it hard to believe the fact that she is herself and for the kids. I'm not going to speculate, but I find it hard to believe that she's not getting enough food stamps to feed her and all those kids in a month. She's probably getting somewhere in the neighborhood of $600 or $700, maybe $600 and possibly even more. Again, I'm speculating. I don't know. But I seriously doubt that she don't have enough food stamps to feed those kids. So what's going on with her stamps? Now, is she mismanaging those stamps? And she uploaded a second campaign video, which basically confirmed my suspicion.
So the whole world is basically bashing me right now because I'm the baby mama who was upset at her baby daddy because he only decided to give his child McDonald's and not the rest of my other 3 kids. I have 4 kids. You knew the situation when you dated me. Our child is the youngest child. So keep that in mind. before y'all make me the villain. That means all my other kids knew him. He was buying the McDonald's when we were together. My kids have to go through a transition of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids got to feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them. And they know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them. But now you don't want to do that for them anymore. Like, to me, that's petty. That's petty. Like, it's not fair. Like, you're not fair.
So, as we just start off with, first and foremost, you see in this video, she has her face plastered with makeup. Now, me personally, I can't speak for other men. For me personally, that's a turn off because every time I see that now, you know, the trans people have screwed that up because every time I see the makeup plastered on the face, it just reminds me of these drag queens trying to make themselves appear to be women, which they do a terrible job of. So I just think it's ridiculous to have for these women to be plastering their face with all this makeup to try to make themselves look different. Again, as Thomas Sotomayor said, that's just pure sorcery. When you look at some of them, these makeup tutorials online, there was this Asian chick that went from looking like an Asian female to making herself look like Scarlett Johansson and Beyonce and all this other stuff. I'm like, man, that is pure sorcery. But for me, like I said, it just reminds me of the drag queens. That's why plastic makeup on the face is just such a turn off for me. And I heard that, again, I don't know about makeup, but I've heard that the best use of makeup is to make it appear that you're not wearing it. And well, she's long gone in that video. Then there's her hair. She keeps her hair done. You see her hair done. It was also another video she posted of her wearing one of those the Jiffy Pop bags or the bonnet. But you see, she got her hair done. And then the worst part about it is them damn raptor claws. No, despite how many times black men keep saying they don't like the raptor claws, they don't like all that weave and all that makeup, black women still keep doing it, which lets you know they don't care what we think, what black men think. But yet they want black men to choose them with their attitudes. And again, it's not all black women, but it's basically, there's a lot of black ratchet women like this. Again, men don't like that. And I saw, I looked at a link online, a website, and they estimated that women on average spend about $310 a month for beauty. That's a lot of money. Now, there's no problem if you can afford it. Now, if you can afford that, no problem. But you can't afford to be spending a whole lot of money on beauty if you're asking someone to bring you food for all your kids because your food stamps, first she said the food stamps come on the 7th. You're waiting for your food stamps to come on the 7th. And you're waiting, and then she said the 11th. So that leads me to believe, confirms my suspicion, or not confirms, but just adds more fuel to my suspicion that she's selling those food stamps. And we all know that this is something that we know this goes on in the hood. These irresponsible black females, they get food stamps, ample amount of food stamps, more than they need. Then the government, right? Then they go out and they'll sell those food stamps. And I remember back in the days when they had the book of food stamps, you know, when $50 to get you a $100 book of food stamps. For a hardworking person, that's a good deal. But these irresponsible mothers, they take that money and go out and get their nails done. They'll take the child support money, spend it on themselves. That's irresponsibility. Anyway, now for the biggest elephant in the room, the behavior in of itself. That right here, what you see on this video, is the reason why blacks, foundational black Americans, that is, will never get anywhere in America. Look at that mentality. And I would love to say that this is rare, because, you know, the first thing a lot of black women come out and say is not all. I would like to say that this is a rare, but this is not rare. This is very common in the black community in the hoods. Matter of fact, this mentality of females having multiple babies by multiple different Pookies and Rey Reys, and Pookies and Rey Reys having multiple babies by multiple different women, black females. This is common in the black community, and this mentality is a thing that produces ghettos and hoods. produce bad kids who are then going to turn around and do exactly the same thing. This is the elephant in the room, and the issue that black people, I don't understand why we waste our time crying about the nothing burger of quote unquote white supremacists, believing that all these white supremacists are out to get you with no evidence to prove it, just nonsense. But we're going to ignore the biggest problem for blacks in America, and is that ghetto wretched nonsense that produce hoods and ghettos, and the reason why black people have a reputation of tearing down neighborhoods, which is why white folks are going to be cautious when blacks move in their neighborhood. You can't fault them for that. And we all know this is true. And so let's not act like it's not true that black people don't have a reputation of taking good neighborhoods and turning them into hoods and ghettos. That's just how it is. So, like I said, in closing, this father only has obligation to his one child. And when they were together, yes, he had to support all the children. And when he was together, I'm pretty sure he did, as she said in the video. But once y'all separate, that's no longer his responsibility. Where are those other damn fathers? Why would these women, again, go out here and have sex with a bunch of Pookies and Rey Reys who are not going to be around, having children for them, and then all these good men out here, who are black men out here who are single and childless, they don't want to look at them because they ain't thugged up and hard enough, ain't got enough swag. It's ridiculous. But this right here is the biggest problem facing black people in America, and we keep worrying about white supremacists. As long as we keep worrying about the white supremacists, we're never going to worry about the black inferiorities. Anyway, y'all, as always, 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 until next time.